Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea and all surrounding countries. This is Wrestleheads. I'm Chuck Jones.
Mark Scott.
Randy Dixon.
We're going to lead the show today with some very controversial events surrounding Hulk Hogan earlier in the week. The news came out. That must be him leaving the country now.
Get out of here!
You ain't got to come back. There's a lot of stuff that came out about Hulk Hogan and racist comments that were made, him caught on tape, more than one occasion, using the N-word and stuff like that. And, we've all been following wrestling our whole lives and stuff. And, we all started with Hulk Hogan and everything. And it's just very disheartening, to know that this motherfucker was sitting there cussing and being mad, talking about, his daughter, and she's gonna fuck a nigga, then, it better be an 8 foot tall nigga and this and that, quote unquote.
No, that's what he said.
Those were his words. You motherfucker.
I
sat here at this table and defended this shit. I defended this motherfucker from the, I did. Because I honestly, in my heart, didn't believe that Hulk Hogan was racist. Not like a Harley Race or anything like that. But I stand so goddamn corrected right now. He said it. He admitted to having some racism in him. I mean, the WWE did what they had to do by cutting ties with him right away and, separating themselves. But, we've been talking about this whole racism thing for a long time now. And I think it cultivated with them getting rid of fucking Alden Smith what's his name? The boy from
Patrick.
Getting rid of Patrick on Tough Enough.
He called him Alden Smith.
He looks like Alden Smith to me.
Fuck,
but
man.
He was clearly talented enough to stay on the show, this, that, and the other. And Hogan was the main driving force to get him out. It's like sometimes you just have to really sit there and pay attention to the facts. And the fact is, he didn't get eliminated because of his talent. He got eliminated because Hogan don't like black people.
Well, that's, my kitchen bitch is tough enough. You know what I mean? And what happened to Patrick was wrong. But we're going to be concentrated on the Hulkster brother. You know what I mean? Or what was it, brother? I guess he wanted to say nigger. You know what I mean? I don't know.
He ain't my brother.
But at the same time, it's like this, man. I didn't know Hulk Hogan was a card-carrying member to the Confederate Flags of the Month Club. You know what I mean? I really didn't. And like you say, we spoke up for Hogan. Oh, he can't be a racist. He's that because he's freaking Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. He's fucking Hulk Hogan, man. You know what I mean?
He was always around black wrestlers.
Yeah, Mr. T, JYD. They seemed to be close.
I'm sorry. Has anyone else seen No Holds Barred besides me? His trainer was black. The black lady that ran the restaurant was a big influence on him.
Yep.
Like, Hogan had to, how could you have all this stuff and then you probably calling them niggas backstage?
And Layla Ali saved his life and career.
Yeah, and she's black.
Yes.
And you got the nerve to say that. And then that's the way he said it. Fucking niggers. Fucking niggers. It's like, come on, Hulk. We've grown to expect way more from you than that, man. It's not your real hair. We know you're fucking wearing extensions and a do-rag and shit, but you're talking about black people.
R.I.P. Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, man. Can you imagine if the Ultimate Warrior was alive right now?
Man, he would have caught
He would have definitely came out and said, I told you about that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just really disappointing.
It's so disheartening that, you were supported by black folks, bro. I'm just being honest with you, bro. Hogan, you were supported. If you look at wrestling from the 80s, man, I know how I came up. My dad was a big Hulk Hogan fan. You know what I mean? Like I said before, Hogan, Orndorff, Steel Cage, 86, Saturday Night Main Event. What's sold from there? The black folks supported you, man. Supported you. And I'm not going to say they totally made his career, but they were a part and they had a hand in making his career because we're fans too. The niggers that you were talking about are fans too.
Yeah.
And it's just so upsetting. I don't know, man. Piece of shit. You know what I mean? And it's like I said last night, you punk bitch. I can't stand Hulk Hogan.
Can't believe he did that.
I can't believe it, man.
Is it my turn?
It hurts. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, man. see, unlike my two compadres over here, where it's all disheartenment and surprise and shock, I'm not shocked one fucking bit. I called it. I fucking called it. I fucking called it. Hell, the three of us and all our other friends, when we had a WrestleMania party at my house, when I first brought it up, like, I think Hulk Hogan's a racist. Everybody came down on me, talking smack to me, and I'm like, if you look over his career, let's just be honest. What people don't realize, Hulk Hogan's always been a piece of shit. I mean, Warrior called it. He always wanted to hold people back.
Oh, Warrior was a piece of shit too. Sorry. I got
it. I think it's different totalities. Now, if you want to say the Ultimate Warrior wasn't a good person to work with,
same person that held up Vince McMahon for $1 million, or he wasn't going out there for SummerSlam. That was a piece of shit move.
If you notice, he never stopped anybody's push or anything like that.
He got paid $1 million, then he got fired.
Hey, Jeff Jarrett pulled the same shit with the China thing.
Yeah.
For China to go over him.
Yeah, I remember that.
He held up Vince for like almost $400,000.
Yeah.
Just so he could take a pedigree off the second rope. But that's not the point.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, and then when I brought this up, and I said this, everybody's like, oh no. I'm like, if you look at over his body of work, not only he holds down black people, he held down white people too. He just a scum-sucking son of a bitch. God damn. I mean, let's just be honest. He's so fucking what's the word I'm trying to use? He just cares about himself. I'm gonna just say it like that. He cares about himself so much, where he didn't want to let anybody come up. Now, with that being said, you got this big story coming out about Hogan, right? Then you got Hulk Hogan trying to keep the porn tape hidden, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you had the radio interview with who's the DJ?
Yeah, kid? I didn't think nothing wrong with that radio interview.
I don't know. It was out of bounds. It didn't offend me so much. I mean, I think he could have slid by that. But when the court transcripts came out about that porn tape, and not only it was just slapping the skin on there, he was having a conversation, a heart-to-heart with his side piece that was supposed to be one of his best friend's wife. And he sitting there hitting her doggy style from the back. And then he sit there and let his true feelings about his daughter, that her music career, that he sat here threw $3 million down to her music career. Basically said it was going to the shit house and wasn't going no goddamn where. Then you had her thinking like, oh yeah, the black dude, yeah. If he was, we already went through all that stuff. We don't need to say that again. Yeah. And you think about the son of a bitch thought he was safe. That's why he fought so hard. Everybody thinking he didn't want to show his piece. He didn't care about his piece being showed. He was caring about that word getting out because he knew if that shit got out that he was a goddamn racist, he was fucked. No more Lone Mark. No more WWE. They think about taking his Hall of Fame status.
I think that's not right.
I mean, you have to make him pay because they make money. They make more money. That's why, like, Kevin Nash fought so hard. He didn't want to go in as Diesel as a Hall of Famer. He wanted to go as Kevin Nash because that shit gets them extra money when they go to these fucking little fucking arenas and shit like that. They get to get top billing because they come with that Hall of Fame ring. I mean, you got to strip them down. Because, I mean, you sit here and think about not to try to compare and contrast, but you see CM Punk has been erased from history. You have seen Chris Benoit erased from history. Even though it's not to the degree of what happened in the Benoit situation, but nonetheless, it put a black eye
on the company. You're right.
Not only that, when that news came out, WWE lost $50 million on the stock market. Yep. So he was bad for business in every shape, form, or fashion. And they had to. The WWE had to send him to the shit house. They had to. Just for business. TNA, they were slow. They took him off their fucking stuff. I mean, you go turn Hogan into a damn leper. Because, I mean, he need to go off to the side. And I don't think, and honestly, I don't think it's going to be for a while. You know, they came after Mel Gibson for the stuff he said back in the day.
Mm-hmm. But he still made movies after that.
Yeah. I mean, he took a break. Mm-hmm. You know, but you figured he was drunk. Mm-hmm. What are you saying?
He's still...
No, I'm saying, it's not making no excuses for it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you figure he was a little inebriated.
Hogan was probably up on coke when he said what he said.
True.
But see, it's no. He didn't say that or anything. He was sitting there chilling at his side piece's house, his best friend's wife's house, right before he banged her. He thought he was in comfort. He's sitting there pouring his heart out about his daughter.
On tape though, what a fucking idiot.
No, he didn't. They probably didn't know that they was in that voyeurism shit where they tape their handiwork. So most likely, if I'm thinking they in their relationship, the Bubba Love Spud and his wife, they probably hit different people and tape stuff. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, that's nasty shit.
Yeah, but nonetheless, getting off of that subject, Hulk Hogan being a racist is not no surprise to me. It don't surprise me. I'm not shocked by it. I mean, we all, as wrestling fans, we grew up saying your prayers, eating your vitamins, and blah, blah, blah shit. Shit he didn't believe in because the motherfucker was taking steroids. You lying son of a bitch.
Protein shakes. That's what Vince
No, he
called
took
it.
steroids.
That's what Vince
Fuck
called
that.
it.
Fuck
That's
that.
what Vince called it.
He took steroids.
Vince was
He
feeding
took
those protein
steroids.
shakes.
And every time, if you notice through history, he damn near take Vince down.
Yeah.
He tried to flip on him back in the days. What was that?
That ring announcer, but
that court shit?
That was sexual harassment though. Vince was wrong.
You think about it. And now
No,
with this.
it was the steroid shit.
Yeah,
That's the
steroid-
protein shakes.
That's when Vince was going to court with that
But
neck
Vince,
brace.
Vince was hiding the steroids in protein shakes and telling them, oh, it's protein shake, this, that, and this. It was really steroids the
What
whole
the
time.
fuck did Vince get that neck brace for?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I never understood that. I think they said he had neck surgery at the
That
time.
cat from
It
Walmart
was
that had
it was
that.
something like that. You see him and Linda walking in there. He like,
Yeah, like a stiff ass robot. But here's the thing. Can I interject the
Go
section?
ahead.
But here's the thing. There's a lot of fraudulent shit that's been going down in the WWE. Reason why I say Hogan eventually come back from this, and I'm not saying this right, but if Pat Patterson can come back from raping boys and was gone for a little bit, and then 5 years later he ended back up on TV.
He never went nowhere.
I'm just saying.
He's a Jerry Sandusky
just-
of professional wrestling.
No, this is what I'm saying. Just listen to what I'm saying. Let me
they probably
finish.
got started around the same time.
Yeah, just listen to what I'm saying. You know, if he could come, even though we know he didn't go nowhere, but he was taken off TV or whatever the case, taken off the books, he was still getting paid or whatnot. If he could come back from that, you know what I mean, years later, or if what was the other big debacle that happened? You know, same thing with Mel Gibson. And Mel Gibson can eventually come back and make movies after taking a break off. Hulk Hogan will be back, and I'm not saying it's gonna be anytime soon, but they're eventually gonna let his punk ass back because that's what the WWE does. And if you look at what the WWE's track record with their own racism, you know what I mean? Vince needs to get pulled. How are you gonna fire a guy like Del Rio? You fired Del Rio for slapping a guy that said he should have been washing dishes. That was a racist comment. You fired Hogan for saying these things, but you, like Randy posting the wrestling heads, you can say, my nigga, and all this other shit on TV, and you feel like, hey, I don't get called to the carpet. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna call me. I'm Vincent K. McMahon. I let Pat Patterson off because he's my daughter's goddad and one of my best friends, and he was getting away being a Gambino and raping boys for real. Raping boys with fucking immunity for years. You know what I'm saying? This is the shit that we've been talking about with the WWE that needs to stop. You know? It really does.
I said it. We didn't have arguments on here.
Motherfucker pop Barry's O-ring.
Oh God. I said it on here. I said racism. I didn't say it before. I said it again. Racism has not gone anywhere.
Oh no, it's still alive.
People got better ways to hide
it.
You know, but the only difference with Hogan, you fought hard to try to keep that porn tape out because you wasn't worried about showing your piece. You was worried about showing your true colors. That's all it is, fella.
And I'm very pissed off about it because
why are you pissed off?
I sat here and I went back and forth with you
over that
about
shit.
this shit.
You knew Hulk Hogan was a piece of trash.
And
Yeah,
Snort.
he was a
And
piece
you-
of trash, but we didn't know he was a
goddammit,
racist. man.
I never endorsed this shit, this notion saying that he was a racist. And then this shit comes out, and now you're over there laughing like Billy D. Williams on the Colt 45 commercial, and I gotta sit here and listen to that shit because
It's the
of
truth.
goddamn Hulk Hogan. I mean, it's not your fucking real hair.
I want to pull that shit out.
We know they're fucking extensions. Why are you wearing a do-rag?
And then, he wearing like you big bad Hogan, brother.
Everybody
Shit.
fucking talk shit about the Ultimate Warrior when he came out and started telling the truth.
The Ultimate Warrior was a
Everybody's
piece of
talking shit.
too.
Hey, say
Yeah,
what you will about the
ass.
Warrior with all that shit.
He may not be a
He
racist.
wasn't-
Wait,
he
hold
wasn't a
on.
dirty
We don't know if he was a racist either. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going, even though God rest his soul, I'm not going to give any old school wrestler a pass from being a racist. I'm sorry.
Because you know why?
I think Ultimate Warrior was just a psychopath.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the thing about it is, how Ultimate Warrior was 20 years in the shit house, right? 20 years.
Change your name to Warrior.
Shit, no, because they was trying to fuck him out his money. That's why he changed his name to Warrior. Because they can't stop you if that's your real fucking name. That's just like with China. He changed their name to fucking China in real life. You can't stop nobody if it's their real fucking name. Now, with that being said, Warrior pulled his shit out. Warrior was the only one that had the balls. Because you know why? Hulk Hogan was sitting here running fucking people for years. Sitting there destroying people's marriages. Elizabeth and the Macho Man. Sitting there destroying people's careers. Not wanting a fucking job. Not wanting to go over. This is a long list of shit that this bastard has done to Caucasians, African Americans, probably other races. If you sit back and think about it, you go through the annals of history. What African American has Hulk Hogan ever put over? Sit back and think.
There was no
Question of the day.
There was none at that time.
He know he could have put Booker T over at
Bad News Brown. I mean, you can keep going. It was people there.
Bad News Brown.
Bad News Brown was a shit, bro.
Yeah, but look, man, I'll put it like this. I'm going to say, but that wasn't his call. That's Vince. So blame him too. You know what I'm saying? He gets a pass.
Okay, see, look.
And here.
Hold on. I want to say something to you about that because you pull that card a lot. That goddamn Vince card. When you were in WCW, for example,
no, I give him
when they had creative control.
Yeah, but I'm not talking.
He
about
had creative.
WCW.
No, hold on. And I'm gonna get to the WWE next. He had creative control. He could have did whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
Yeah, but he couldn't do
at his disposal. A lot of them dudes at their disposal. Now, Vince Russo, you know,
I'm not saying that.
Vince Russo wasn't the best. He wasn't the best fucking booker and all that shit. He wasn't the fucking star that he thought he was. But he had the balls
I'm not
to
saying
put
that.
Booker T over.
Here's the thing.
And then, hold on, let me finish my point. I'm gonna wrap it up. With that being said, then you come to the WWE because you said, oh, Vince got the fucking final decision. I'm sorry. When you had a star at Hogan, you call your own shots. Everybody knows that. Like John Cena. It's a few people now. John Cena, Triple H, probably Randy Orton. Motherfuckers like that, they call their own shots.
I gotta disagree with you there. Because Hogan would have never dropped to the Warrior.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
And he was on top at that time. He would have never dropped to the Warrior.
He didn't have a choice because the goddamn Warrior's fucking star was so fucking bright.
And he sucked. He was garbage.
Hey.
I'm sorry. That was the worst. But Hogan was miles better than Warrior.
Randy.
You know what I mean?
And then Hogan didn't want to drop to him.
Here's the thing.
And then he didn't even give him a clean 1, 2, 3. He had to call
Try to
somebody
kick out.
to kick out at the end.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Vince McMahon didn't. The promoters in the 80s and early 90s didn't believe in black champions really. So for him to put over a black champion and put over a black wrestler or anybody like that, that wasn't going to happen because the promoters weren't going to put a black wrestler in the spot to actually for him to lose to. That just wasn't going to happen. You know what I mean? That's the damn truth. And Macho Man and Elizabeth, you can't get away with saying Hogan ruined that because it came out of his own brother's mouth that Macho Man ruined his own relationship with Elizabeth because he was too goddamn possessive. You know what I mean? He wanted her around him and where she was every fucking second, and you can't live your life like that with your damn wife.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys this. As we're talking about Hogan, scumbag
Piece of shit.
Scumbag Hogan.
Okay. Now, WrestleMania 8, how we always talk about how Hogan and Flair never took place. I think we have to really also understand that maybe that idea was on the table. And what if Hogan didn't want to do it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because they consider Ric Flair being one of them Southern fucking champions. Because he didn't consider the fucking star, the bright star of the woo.
They consider
that was
Ric
one of the
Flair.
biggest mistakes ever.
It's the same typical thing with the WWE. They consider Ric Flair to be a product of Mid-Atlantic, Jim Crockett Promotions. They were not going to put him over at a WrestleMania. Period. I mean, what has he ever gone over at WrestleMania? What, the tag team match?
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that's it.
That's it.
You see, and Vince and them, they got that bad thing when it comes to outside stars. It hurt their heart. It was just like with the CM Punk shit. Trust me, that hurted their heart putting his ass over. Daniel Bryan, that hurted their heart. You know, fucking Seth Rollins. That's another one probably hurt their heart, but they realized they have to do the shit. They in the position. None of you your bum ass stars that you've been trying to make like a ride bitch ain't cutting the mustard. They ain't got the chops. It's just plain and simple.
I'm sorry. I mean, you know, I was just endorsing the guy.
Yeah, but if he's hurt, take the title off him.
Yeah, how are you stripping everyone else of the championship? And Ryback gets hurt, and he gets to keep it at home with him.
That's why
we don't know how long he's going to come back from this.
We go back and forth on the show with me, you, Daniel Bryan, all that shit, right? But Ryback couldn't wipe Daniel Bryan's dog's ass, let alone Daniel Bryan's ass. Hell, he couldn't wipe his wife's ass. The point is, that son of a bitch shouldn't have that fucking title. And you see, it's them fucking type of decisions like that. See, Hulk Hogan will say, Ryback, he got it.
Oh, he got
it, brother. Yeah, brother. Look at the bill. Look at that shit. And can't wrestle worth shit. But then you get a kid, like on Tough Enough, that African-American kid, Patrick, that got the chops.
Yep, got it all.
That got it.
You need.
He's too cocky. Because he called your old ass out.
For real.
He called you out? Mm-hmm. Hogan, realize this. You was a larger-than-life character. As a wrestler, you was shit.
Yeah, of course.
That's what needs to be said. We all have our top 5s, top 10s. You ain't a top of shit.
Name, he's a top.
Popularity.
Popularity?
Yeah.
But that shit just but all that shit just went straight out the window.
Yeah. What did you say? That shit just went straight to the shit house.
Yeah, because his popularity had to diminish with these comments that he's saying. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about him right now. And it's just, like I said, I can't stress how disappointed I am because now, once you lose the popularity, Hulk, I'm sorry, but it's just like the guy said. You don't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch.
Yep.
You didn't wrestle fucking instant classics.
Yep.
So, I mean...
The only way you look good was because of your fucking opponent.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm sorry. It's like this. You just brought up the Warrior, right? That match. WrestleMania 6.
It wasn't the Warrior, because he was...
Hold on. What made it big was the situation. Where you seen the kind of changing of the guard. You had the fucking old fucking son of a bitch, Hulk Hogan, and then you had the upstart, the Ultimate Warrior. And I mean, it went hand in hand with each other. Even though Hogan didn't want to do the job. He didn't want to do the job. But he did it anyway.
And you know what's crazy about that? If Ultimate Warrior would have played ball, I think he would have kept that belt all the way to at least 96.
But here's my thing. That was one of the biggest blunders also in WWE history. I thought they would have did better by putting the title on Mr. Perfect. And you know, I didn't say that for years. If Mr. Perfect
it was a lot of people in them days. You could have went down the list.
Warrior was the wrong man.
$1 Million Man should have won it. You got motherfucking Jake the Snake should have been a fucking champion.
Yeah.
At his fucking height. You got Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. Yeah. I mean, shit. You got the ravishing one, Rick Rude. I mean, shit. You go up and down the list.
But here's
it was people, and Hogan had a fucking stranglehold. And this was they fucking problem. It was Vince, and you can say it's a Vince McMahon problem. Yeah. You sat there and you thinking this Bruno Sammartino shit. It's like, oh yeah, he held it for all these years.
That was the 70s.
They should have did it.
They wrestled once a month. At that time.
It's people then that should have been...
Yeah, 67, they wrestled once a month.
It's people then that should have been put over.
Of course. But
I mean, know, and that's the fucking WWE problem. And they're repeating history right now. If you see the WWE, they're repeating history right now. It is so many thoroughbreds they have right now. You have so many thoroughbreds. And it's like you're not doing the right shit with them. It's like you work hard and you pump them up and then you undercut them. And then you be like, oh, the fan, you got Vince McMahon coming on there. Oh, Cesaro, he can't get over with the fans. You know why? Because when he was over with the fans, you chopped his fucking legs in.
Stupid. And see, here's the thing.
That was on that Stone Cold podcast. And right after Mania?
That was like some of the most ignorant things that Vince McMahon ever said.
Here's the beauty about this show, which I really love this show. And I mean, if you're not tuning in to Wrestling Heads, you're really missing out.
Tune the fuck in,
you know what I mean? And subscribe. You know what I mean? You're really missing out. The thing, like, we brought up Ryback. Yeah, he did good for, a couple weeks. And, we were giving him, because he was doing...
sold.
Well, I mean, he's doing...
But I saw that he was turning the corner.
He was doing good. He was turning the corner. But here's the thing. We could give you the praise when you're doing good. But my thing is, I'm going to talk shit about you when you're doing bad. And you do more bad than good. So we're always talking shit about you. So I figure I'll throw something in when I see you doing something worth watching, you know what I mean? But with you, since he been hurt, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about before he got hurt. The 2 weeks before he got hurt, he was doing, he looked like he was turning a corner, like Charles said. But here's the thing: You got the damn staph infection, man. What the fuck are you doing with the title?
We don't know, how long. We don't know how long he's gonna be.
Those things can go, man.
They can go a while, and you got to be careful with them too. You can't just get right back into the thing, and it's on his knee. Yeah. And I'm almost willing to bet that he got it because he didn't keep his knee pads clean. Because that staphylococcal infection, it originates from like sweat and stuff like that. A lot of guys get it from the mat that they're on and things like that because it's just not cleaned after the sweat dries in. So for him to get it on his knee, it had to be something with his knee pads or something of that nature. And that's not something you're not going to be able to rush back. I mean, that's one thing that I think the WWE could take from UFC, and they should think about doing this. When a wrestler gets hurt, they need to be stripped and they need to have a new match to crown a new champion. And when that injured wrestler comes back from injury, they get a title shot. I mean, you can easily do that and still make it look legitimate because, like you said, the Intercontinental Championship is needed right now. SummerSlam's next month. I'm sorry. The Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship...
on SummerSlam.
The Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship has to be defended at SummerSlam. The value of that
title has decreased. It has decreased in a fast way. Ever since they took it off of Barrett at WrestleMania, it has went down, down, down.
I wouldn't exactly say Wade Barrett
was had it on fire now.
It was way better where it's been in the last 4 months.
Well, I'll give you that, but Barrett didn't have it on fire now.
Let's not sit up here and say he's one of the best IC champs of all time.
It's kind of lame, but I feel you though. It's going down.
These last couple months, you done had the two worst. And Daniel Bryan and fucking Ryback.
But Daniel Bryan is a product of his injuries.
That doesn't matter.
Daniel Bryan's not.
That doesn't matter.
And again,
when you sit
he
here,
was man enough to come out and drop
it. Yeah.
I mean, they held.
They forced him to.
No, they let him hold on to it. What, a month and something?
Well, Ryback's been holding on to it for how long?
I didn't agree with that shit either. I don't agree with that shit. I don't agree with the motherfucker should have had the title.
But it is like old school wrestling guy laws. If they can't defend within the month, then they're supposed to get stripped, right? Because that's how they used to do it back in the day. If you couldn't defend it in within the month, you got stripped.
Daniel Bryan with that heavyweight title, they didn't wait that long.
Well, see, I know they didn't.
Well, that's the prize. That has to be on TV. Yeah, it was fucked up. That's the prize, though. That has to be on TV.
But I guess to hurry up and wrap up this fucking Hogan talk is we didn't win 9 ways.
Punk bitch. That's all I got.
I'm just disappointed with it.
How do you stop saying disappointed?
No, because you are though.
I expected more from Hulk Hogan.
We knew he was a scumbag, but we didn't know he was a racist.
No. How do you expect something from somebody who will undercut his family, who will undercut anybody? That should have told you.
Yeah, and he talked about his daughter like that.
I'm just saying. You sit here. He was talking shit. Let's just go back in time when his son fucking was driving erratic and killed that. Nah, he didn't kill him. He turned him into a fucking vegetable.
Well, he didn't. They both were drunk, and that boy wanted his son to drive.
The point is, when that shit happened, and his son was in jail, and them transcripts came out, when he was talking to his son, he said, stop acting like a little bitch. You need to man up.
That's being a good father right there. Let's just be real.
No, but he was. No, because he in prison. You can't be acting like a bitch in prison.
No, what I'm saying is, it's ways to say that. You remember his racist ass was outside of the jail. His son in there. His life on the line up in there.
I would have said it just like
that. That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
You got to get him to understand that. If he doesn't change, he'll turn into it.
At the same time, his son put his own self there.
That is true.
You know?
Hey, but I'm sorry. With this other shit, you can question this nigga parenting skills. I'm sorry.
His daughter's grown. He shouldn't have talked about her like he.
I don't think he should have talked about her like that.
And then you got his daughter who come into
especially to this random bitch that you fucking on tape. Yeah. You know.
Who was his best friend's wife?
That nigga wasn't his best friend. That was his lackey.
He wasn't his
okay, he made sure he had a job in fucking TNA. Yeah. And then that motherfucker, if you remember, he said some shit about fucking Awesome Kong.
And Awesome Kong put her foot in his ass. I remember that.
So that let me know he stick with a racist, could be a racist contingent. So what, Knobs?
I don't know.
Jury's out.
Is he in? Yeah. I'm just saying.
Jury's out.
You guys sit here, think about it. People usually hang around like-minded people.
You think the beefcakes is
Well, shit, he was hitting beefcake in the van.
Oh God, man,
come on.
So much happening. We know he's a too piece of shit, and we know he's a racist now. But Come on, man.
The
You gotta be
sweet
based. It's a
Hey,
homosexual
no,
now.
hold on. You gotta sit here. You gotta see what you're not questioning is you gotta look at this dude's fucking character.
Why'd you call them the sweet cakes? I'm just saying, like, I'm wondering if, because Randy opened up the book on the entire entourage.
Yeah.
And Beefcake is part of the entourage.
No,
You know?
but see, you gotta sit here and think about it, man. I sat here, I said this shit before, man. I said you gotta think about what individual. It's just like what the Warrior said. How the fuck, as a man, you offer up your wife for somebody to hit her?
I don't know how.
You think about that. This nigga, excuse me, this dude, I'm getting lost in the shit too.
Yeah.
This dude offer up his wife, the mother of his kids. Here, you go ahead, have sex with my wife.
I don't know how anybody could
Do that. Well, apparently Bubba the Sponge and his wife does it.
Yeah,
Apparently.
maybe they're just part of a big swinger.
Well, Will Smith and Jada.
Oh, God.
Golly.
Yeah, they play both sides of the tracks.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, how do you offer up your wife to wrestlers, to your co-workers? See, don't you think that's kind of weird?
It's very asinine.
Your co-workers, it's one thing, even with that, not knocking swingers or anything like that, it's one thing outside people.
Yeah.
People that you don't deal with. But co-workers, like your competitor, the Ultimate Warrior, you offering up your wife. What, you trying to get dirt on them?
This is all about the Ultimate Warrior saying I was one of the few people that said no to your wife.
So it must have been a lot of people that say
Said yes.
Yeah, I think Linda got some miles on her.
She sure
You know?
do. Yeah, I mean, and she doesn't get off on it too, because she's a piece of crap too.
I mean, but hey, you gotta realize she had to be one to live with that piece of trash.
And she was a piece of crap anyway. You know?
You gotta sit here and think about it.
They're all
And
pieces of crap.
she distancing herself from him. You got fucking the Hogan shop down there in Clearwater. They trying to distance themselves, even though it says on the paper that Hulk Hogan might be an owner of the shit. You know, they're gonna take a hit.
Yeah.
They're gonna take a big hit, and the best thing Hulk Hogan could do is keep apologizing. Keep apologizing. But see, then you question his apology because you think about it. He been fighting this tape all this time, and you knew what you said, and you didn't say nothing about it. Now the smart thing, if you know you going to court and that shit's gonna be public knowledge, you hit that shit off. Be like, hey, you know what? I just want to come out and say I said some stuff that could be considered racist.
Yeah.
Now he could have controlled.
What made it look bad?
He could have controlled it. If he would have controlled it, it wouldn't have been so bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that rule. Like, if you cheat on your wife, and one thing you go tell your wife, it'd be bad, but it is different when it's coming out of somebody else's mouth.
But here's the thing, Randy. If he would have did that, the money that he made over the time since the tape has occurred, he wouldn't have made that money.
No, but people would. I'm telling you,
shithouse years.
I'm telling you, people would have forgiven him because that's him
They're
throwing.
gonna eventually forgive him anyway.
No,
But he looks really dumb though because it's like
You knew this was going to happen.
he came out and was saying
yeah.
he came out and was like, you know, that ain't me. You know, this ain't. I'm not racist. That's not me. And then on the tape, well, I got some racism. I'm like, goddamn, bro. Like, what kind of education did you got? I mean,
Hey,
No,
two
'cause he-
Tampa boys.
'cause no,
you
'cause
know,
he was-
that's what Orndorff said. Two Tampa boys.
Because you got to realize, he's been used to getting away with doing dirt to people, getting away with it for so long. And he thought that all the little court injunctions and all that stuff was going to stop that from being public. You can't stop when stuff goes to trial. And you did it on yourself, fella. You sat there and sued him. Now, if you'd have just let him, made a deal like how people do with Vivid, and did your little porn tape, they probably wouldn't even have the racist stuff. But you wanted to call yourself, oh, I'm going to hit him off the path. I'm going to get it totally eradicated. When you take stuff to a public court, fella, it all becomes public knowledge because the little stenographer has to type down everything that's said in there, even if it's oohs and ahs and stuff like that on the porn tape. And you made it public knowledge, so you fucked yourself, Chief.
And it would have came out anyway. Even if he would have
No,
let
I
it
think
Vivid,
no, I think
the
if he,
uncut would have
if he
eventually
no,
came
I'm
out.
thinking if he would have just let the porn tape come out, people would have got wrapped up in the porn tape, and they wouldn't have spent the time to listen to the conversation.
well, you know, BET Uncut used to be a good show.
The uncut, I'm telling you,
That's
the uncut.
Well, what I'm saying
the
is,
uncut would eventually came out.
no, because I'm just saying, you think about this part. If he would have just let the porn tape, they wouldn't have spent the time. When you got what they call it in discovery, they're gonna look at that whole damn tape. Now, if it was just the porn people only gonna care about the meat and potatoes of it.
Yeah.
They would have.
Somebody might have cared about it and just published it anyway. That's what I'm saying. There was a chance for all that.
That's
to
true.
come out anyway.
That's true because
You know
whether
what I mean?
you're an employee for Vivid or not, anyone that reviews that tape and they see Hogan making those comments, they know they got him by the balls.
By the balls. So they're gonna blackmail him or
Well, see,
they're gonna fend off and get paid.
Whoever, because that would have fucked with their profits.
Yeah, but
you gotta remember, best for business.
Yeah.
If you bring him out as a racist, tape sales go down.
But I'm telling you, somehow, a janitor get a hold of it. Somebody would have got leaked it. You know, he was gonna, and if he would have been contrite, if he would have been contrite and came out and just, I do this, that, and this, the money that he made after the tape was, made, he wouldn't have made. So, he would have been in the shit house years ago.
That's besides the point.
It sounds like he just shouldn't have made the comments.
He shouldn't just make the comments. That's plain out and simple.
Well,
He should have just.
He feels that way, so that's how
He's
an
asshole.
What I'm saying is,
fucking man.
He should've-
Fuck you, Hogan.
he should have.
I'm sorry, man.
He should have just hit this shit. As you always see through history, when you can control the fall, it would have been easier.
And he shouldn't be allowed to wear a do-rag in court either. I'm sorry.
Yeah. How does he get to do that?
I mean,
and if a black person's coming to court with a hat or a do-rag, then, you got to take that off,
That's
mister.
the word.
This is a court of law.
You're in character.
But Hulk
in the
Hogan
goddamn court.
can have a do-rag on?
Well, I'll tell you, he ain't gonna have that character to rely on anymore. WWE's getting ready to bury that fucking character.
Hey, it's like Ultimate
They
Warrior
told
fucking
Axel he couldn't do
Nostradamus,
it.
man. Being the warrior.
Tell me, it's not your real hair. So
Oh,
anyway,
man. I know. Warrior
that was our long rant about Hulk Hogan, and I'm pretty sure more developments and stuff will come out. Like I said, it was just disappointing.
It's gonna come out about everybody, and I hope when everybody and when certain cats that we all like come out, we gotta call them to the carpet too, because everybody's gonna eventually. This is gonna start a trickle down effect. You know what I mean? A lot of cats are gonna get, because if I'm Hogan, if I'm Hogan and I see there's no way for me coming back from this, I'm taking everybody else down with me. I'm sorry.
And
I sure would.
But if you do that, then he look like a bigger scumbag.
So what?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He already looks like a scumbag.
It's one thing.
Hey,
You gotta realize this.
Hey,
People don't think about this shit. You got fucking Jose Canseco, right?
Yeah.
With the whole steroid thing.
Yeah.
Now it's one thing you write in a book say you stuck yourself in the ass.
He took everybody
and did all
else down
that.
with him.
But when you took everybody down, he
So
became
what?
a fucking pariah.
It doesn't matter. Fuck it. They didn't give a fuck about him.
If he would have just said that, hey, I did it, he would have been back in
But
baseball.
nobody gave a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck about Jose.
But
he was trying to get.
But he got mad.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead,
I'm gonna
go.
wrap it up. He got mad because he felt like baseball didn't take care of him. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna bring everybody down.
But see, in that,
Because then he started. You think about it. In baseball, he started this whole steroid effect. People wasn't tripping on steroid. People turned their eye to it. When Canseco brought that shit out, he brought down everything.
I just want to know why Sammy Sosa needed an interpreter.
I don't know.
I don't know why he needed makeup. Hey, these are the questions.
I want to know why Rafael Palmeiro was so adamant, like, I did not use steroids. Then it comes out, he used steroids.
See, here's the thing.
It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Here's the thing. Jose Canseco was trying to get back in baseball.
Well, must be
And
lying.
that's the reason why he told on him, because of the fact that nobody was looking out for him. Nobody wanted him around. So, fuck it. If you don't want me around and I can't make no money and this, that, and this, I'm taking everybody down with me. I'm sorry. And they're already looking at him like a scumbag. Hogan is the biggest scumbag right now in the wrestling community as we speak. More than Harley Race, more than any of those motherfuckers right now. It's Hulk Hogan Piranha right now.
Well,
so if he can't come back from this, and I'm just saying, and then you know what, you just brought it up, Hogan's a big ass scumbag. You thinking if he figuring in his head if he can't come back from this, he's gonna bring everybody else down too. And there's gonna be a lot of names that's gonna come out, and we're gonna be like,
it's gonna be like Wrestling's own mental report.
Like this show is like the only one that talk about Harley Race like that. Harley Race is, like I told y'all before, he's held in high regard throughout the annals of wrestling with people.
Fuck Harley Race.
He's racist too.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying,
he doesn't get a pass. He's racist too.
He don't get no heat. That's what I'm saying.
He's racist too.
He don't get no heat.
He's another one. And I'm saying when it comes out, because if I'm Hogan, You know, that's probably what I'm gonna do if it looks like I can't come back from it. I'm not saying I would do it personally myself.
The only way you gonna make money.
Hogan, only way he gonna make money now is to basically sell out everybody else. And I'm telling you, everybody's dirty laundry gonna be put onto the table. And it's like you said, it's gonna be wrestling's version of the Mitchell Report. Yeah. You know what I mean? It really is.
You can't do it.
But I'm telling you, it's gonna be done. I know what you're saying, but it's gonna be done.
A pariah. That's it.
But if he can't make no money, what is he supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? You got to look at where you're backed into a corner. That's why Kaseko said what he did.
But see, you got to look at it from where it's coming from. Everybody know Hogan is big ass comeback. Now I'm expecting all these books to come out about how Hogan held people back and stopped people's places.
That's gonna come
and stuff like
that. But then, and to counteract that, he gonna tell everybody's business. The cats that we thought, oh man, they was such a great guy. Man, we gonna find out.
See, people probably don't believe that because they'll sit there and look at it like.
Why not? Why not believe it? You know what I mean? He ain't got nothing to gain from it. Really.
Yeah, he do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he do because he's in the shit house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He ain't really got nothing to gain. He ain't coming back.
He's trying to. If you write the book, you're trying to make money. So he's trying to gain money.
My whole thing is this though. Now you look at me. I didn't want to believe it. It took me to hear it coming straight from Hogan's mouth myself for me to believe that he was racist. I think now people will be more susceptible to what they hear. You know, every time these things happen where accusations are made and then they are confirmed by the actual people themselves, you know, people's perceptions of things really start to change.
But okay, Chief, how many times you go have somebody fuck up like Hogan? So
it happens all the time.
See,
it's just a lot of people have a better Ray Donovan than most.
But see, look.
Hogan's Ray Donovan didn't do his job.
But see, it's like this. How I look at things and how I look at people is totally different. Because I look at history, how they do. That's why I came up to the presumption at the time that Hogan was a racist. Because that's what I look at. Because, Hulk Hogan, we all grew up and liked Hulk Hogan. But, I mean, eventually you realize he was a piece of shit. Because if you sat here and thought about his career, it's like how many people, even in a vacuum, how many people did he really put over? You sit there, just sit back and just ask yourself that question.
Yeah.
That could be question of the day. How many people did Hulk Hogan put over? Think about that shit. It got nothing to do with race. I ain't saying shit to do with race. I'm just saying people. Him being a person in a job that you are supposed to help out your coworkers.
I can name a couple. You know, it was the latter part of his career. Didn't he put over Yokozuna? Didn't he put over The Undertaker? And all
but see, you can't even say that Yokozuna thing because WrestleMania 9 he came back half-assed.
He had no business in that match.
And dropped a half-ass leg drop.
No, but he did put over Yokozuna because in the King of the Ring, Yokozuna took the title from him and beat him. You know, so eventually he put over Yokozuna.
Put over Goldberg.
Yeah, he put over punk ass Goldberg.
But you see, he was forcing that shit. You can see that shit.
Yeah, but he was gonna get fucked up real bad if he didn't play ball.
And the thing that before we move on to what's happening in the week, the thing is this,
God, we spent 45 minutes on Hogan.
Oh, Hogan. Yeah. And here's the thing, Hulk Hogan. No matter how we feel about him being a racist piece of shit and being a piece of shit, and this is sad and this is hard for me to say right now. I mean, it wasn't hard for me to say a year ago, but now it is. Without Hulk Hogan, I'm sorry. Without Hulk Hogan, we wrestling wouldn't be where it's at all. So we owe, even though I hate to say it, we owe watching wrestling to that piece of shit. You know what I mean? Because he is a piece of shit. And he's a racist piece of shit. But, I mean, fuck, man. What he did for the business, crazy.
Yeah.
It sucks. And it sucks to have a guy save the business twice and be a racist piece of shit like that. It's crazy.
I don't know about doing it for the business part. But
he saved the business
he saved the business twice.
Yeah, because wrestling was going downhill before Hogan and Hulkamania came in the 80s. Yeah. Wouldn't have been no wrestling in the 90s if it wasn't for that. And then in the 90s when it was getting off kill, the NWO, that saved it too. Because we created the competition with the WWE to step up their game and to eventually take over. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he saved it twice. You know what I'm saying? Because wrestling was going downhill on both of those occasions.
Was it he saved it or Bischoff making that call saved it?
What are you talking about? Bischoff had nothing to do with Hulkamania. That was Hogan.
I'm talking about in the 90s.
Hogan, Bischoff brought... How can I put this? Bischoff brought the NWO gimmick from Sonny Ono in Japan. He took that from him and brought it to the States, but Hogan sold it. You know what I mean? If you didn't have Hulk Hogan being the catalyst of that, it wouldn't have worked. Because it didn't work in Japan with all the superstars they had in their NWO, and it didn't work. It took Hulk Hogan to sell that. You know what I mean? Regardless of how you feel about him, you got to understand that. It took Hogan to do that. Nobody else. You know what I mean? Okay. Say the business twice.
That's true, because Hall and Nash, it wouldn't have, like, they wouldn't have got as big as they did if Hogan didn't join that group.
But, I had no problem saying this months ago or a year ago. I got a problem saying that right now because it's fucking bullshit. And damn, we all business to this piece of shit. Fuck.
Don't owe him shit. He's done.
So with that being said, most of the show, as you know, was recapping the backlash of the comments made by Hulk Hogan and the events that ensued after. One more thing to take away from this week as far as big stories. The Undertaker is back on WWE television, appeared on Raw, and he will wrestle at SummerSlam. I think that honestly, to me, I like it, and I think that the Undertaker just wants to finish strong. Like, this is the last tour. I think after WrestleMania, it's over.
How the fuck he gonna finish strong? He missed out the fucking most of the year.
Yeah. Well,
that's no finishing strong. That's you coming in and getting your fucking paycheck. You've been getting handed paycheck for the last 6 fucking years.
Well, I mean, he's working SummerSlam. He hasn't done that in a while.
Give him that. But at the same time,
let me say this. As we fucking change
You don't like The Undertaker, I know.
It got nothing to do with me liking The Undertaker. Mm-hmm. See, you sit here, you get lost in this nostalgic shit.
You ain't been the same since he wrestled CM Punk.
Hey, bullshit.
I'm just being real.
No, you ain't.
I'm just being real. It's the truth.
No.
It's the absolute truth.
This is what you do. This is what you do. When I make a good point, you try to pull that CM Punk fucking card.
It's the truth, though.
It got nothing to do with CM Punk. It got to do with him out there busting his ass, him putting people over.
You didn't give a damn about it until after he beat CM Punk.
Put the CM Punk shit to the side.
You put it to the side.
He should have put over Bray fucking Wyatt. Wyatt kept that shit together.
Here's the comment for I gotta say this. I agree with Randy and how
ain't been the same.
Hold on, let me finish, man. Let me finish. I agree with Randy. The Undertaker's a piece of shit. And
no,
fucking
I didn't say he was
let me finish. You know what I mean? Him coming back. I'm not okay. My bad. I shouldn't have called him a piece of shit. Let me finish. I shouldn't have called him a piece of shit. But yeah, he's only working a match a year. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't really want to see him at SummerSlam, so I agree with you there. But here's the thing. Rock, Jericho, Undertaker, you all had a problem with him after CM Punk. I gotta say that.
Don't forget John Cena too.
Yes.
Because that's when he turned on John Cena too.
Yes, you sure did. You were the biggest John Cena fan. Wasn't he?
Hold on. How did I turn on John Cena?
Oh my God.
When did I turn on John Cena?
Oh man, you said some very
don't need the belt no more.
No, he don't.
The belt. Why is all
hold on. So if you're gonna quote me, get it motherfucking right.
You were saying that.
Look, Jack, it's like this. I'm saying something about Cena now. He got 15 motherfucking title reigns.
That's
nobody should pass Nate.
No,
that got nothing to do with CM.
This is before.
No, I always said that shit.
You said the shit.
No,
back in 2011.
If you go sit there and say,
CM Punk.
when I sat there and said, like, you see these motherfuckers getting the 10 and 11 title reigns, I said it about Edge, I said it about Orton. I don't want nobody to pass up Nature's record. That shit should be kept intact. Now, that ain't got shit to do with CM Punk. Now, you try to cross-contaminate to try to make your little fucking point.
It's the truth, though.
No, it's not the truth. That's your fucking version of the truth. At the end of the fucking day.
Me and everyone else that knows you.
No, that's just you and everybody else that fucking figures like, hey, we're all wrong. He like, you're wrong about how the fuck I feel.
His attitude
like
changed towards The Undertaker after the CM Punk match.
Bullshit,
because he felt like, and he said, and you guys know it, if you watch the show, you guys know it. He sat right here at this table, and he said the same damn thing.
To me, if you want to go back in the annals of fucking time, The Undertaker, this is what he said. His words. If he was going to give that record to somebody, it should have been this up and coming.
I thought it should have been CM Punk.
I don't think he ever lost.
Up and coming. Brock Lesnar was not an up and comer. Brock Lesnar is a made man in 2 sports. 2 different leagues.
But if they would have
now, he had his second fucking chance to fix the fuck up of not giving it to CM Punk. You had Bray Wyatt. That boy was sitting there busting his ass, keeping that shit, and the Undertaker, lazy bitch ass, didn't even decide to come.
See?
No, he didn't even decide to come for that rivalry until the fucking end. You doing light shows and shit like that, but for Brock Lesnar, oh, you can get your ass out of bed. Huh?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
But Randy.
That's bullshit.
But
you know that's bullshit.
But if they gave the record, but if they gave it to CM Punk, what did he have left? Yeah, if he would have left and they gave it to him, I would be calling his ass to the carpet because what the fuck you gonna give it to him for if he leaves?
Where's goddamn timer? I don't think he would have left.
But it's not. It's
nonetheless, if they would have treated him like the fucking superstar that he wouldn't have left. But this ain't the CM Punk show, even though that fucking shit he told over the weekend was funny as fuck. But nonetheless,
listen to what you're talking about. Lazy bitch ass and stuff like that. You never talked about The Undertaker. The whole time that I've known you, you've never talked about him like that until after you wrestled CM Punk.
No, you gotta realize.
Never.
Chuck, you gotta realize this motherfucker in this schedule. I would have rather seen him retire after the CM Punk match. I would have rather seen him retire than him coming back at this half-ass. I can't even say half-ass shit. Maybe this year you might can call it half-ass, but this once-a-year bullshit. And then when he gets in there once a year, he's fucking stinking up the fucking joint.
As long as he can do it.
Yeah, because that match.
He can't do it.
That match with Brock Lesnar was garbonic. It was
and then him in there with Bray Wyatt was garbage. And Bray Wyatt tried to keep that shit together with a bum fucking ankle.
Really, he could have lost it to Orton. You know what I mean?
I said that shit too.
Okay.
Orton's still around though.
Hey, exactly.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, but Orton's still around.
That record was shit. You used it for a catchphrase for Paul Heyman. That's it.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If you, to me, when you lace up them fucking boots.
But then why do you want to see Undertaker and Sting then? If you know it's going to be a big pile of
that's
shit.
That's fucking nostalgic. That's something because we all wanted to see that shit.
Stop it, Mark. Just stop it. Just stop it.
I don't want to see that shit.
Just stop.
I know it's going to be a big pile of shit. You know what I mean? That's why I understand the historic meaning of the match. But it should have happened 6 years ago. Sting, that's your fault. You know what I mean?
I think those are two styles that can mesh well together.
It ain't going to work, man. We're going to have a
You trying to tell me.
We're going to have a crappy match.
This is the shit Charles getting excited. This is Charles getting excited around here. The biggest thing was that goddamn promo Paul Heyman told motherfucking Undertaker, said, hey, your soul might belong to the devil, but your ass belongs to Brock Lesnar. That was the best thing of that shit. All that other theatric bullshit with that fake fight and shit, they could have left that shit at home. At the end of the fucking
I got news
at the end of the fucking day, it is not a chance. He got nothing to turn up.
He's gonna turn it up at SummerSlam.
So
let me tell you something, Jack.
He's gonna turn it up at SummerSlam.
If Brock Lesnar get in that ring and taking that motherfucker to Suplex City, and he going half-ass, that match is gone. It's done. He has to go in there and do what he does to everybody else.
I don't want to see neither.
But see, Randy, here's your problem. Whether The Undertaker does good or not, you're not going to say it was good.
Because I will give credit where credit's fucking due.
Your mind is already made up about it.
I will give credit
We go back and forth about this all the time.
You better, that's you, fella.
No.
That's you.
I'm talking about you.
That's you. You don't know how to get credit where credit's fucking due.
I gave Ryback credit 2 weeks ago.
Please.
I mean,
and that was an open hand comment.
But he did do good in. I'm not.
All I'm saying is this: before you start calling him a piece of shit and stuff like that, just realize that.
Why are you giving Undertaker so much credit? Why are you giving him so much credit?
Because he is still the biggest superstar in the WWE. Until he retires.
What the fuck that got to do with when you get between the ropes?
Well,
what the fuck that got to do with it?
Well, it means a lot of people are going to tune in to watch it.
No.
True. That is true. There's going to be a gang of motherfuckers.
I don't think they do it for everyone to go to use the bathroom during the match. I think that they put him there and they put him in the main event setting because people will watch. Why? Because he's The Undertaker. That's why.
When that name, The Undertaker, used to mean something?
Oh, God. Now it doesn't mean anything anymore.
When he could go.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to see the light show and the dark shit, I'd look on the WWE Network from the start. I'm just being real here. Yeah, because this show done got off the fucking rails.
It ain't off the rails.
It is off the
You
fucking
just
rails.
gotta be you can't sit here and tell me you're objective when you're biased against certain people. And you turned your back on The Undertaker after he whooped CM Punk's ass at WrestleMania.
Okay, first off.
And you wanna sit up there and act
off.
like that shit didn't happen. It happened,
Who
Jack.
said it didn't
And it was a
happen?
great goddamn decision. He shouldn't have lost to that motherfucker, because that motherfucker ran. He ran the goddamn UFC where he will get his ass whooped again.
So if he don't get his ass, what you
Then I stand corrected. And I got no problem coming in here. I just did it today.
Huh?
I just did it today.
Why don't you go ahead?
Hogan, you son of a bitch.
What you
These
gonna-
goddamn
you
yellow
want-
colors and shit. That yellow shit. That's you, you motherfucker. I had to fucking sit here and listen to this guy fucking laugh like goddamn Billy D. Williams on a Colt 45 commercial because you are a racist bastard.
Here, I wonder can I do that a little.
That's where the underlying fucking frustration is because that motherfucker actually was racist. I can't believe this shit.
Oh man.
Sorry, I got a little disrespect.
At the end of the day, it's like this, Jack.
I'm still hurt about it.
The fuck you heard?
He was my hero.
Hogan was the hero for a lot of
He was a piece of shit.
That son of a
He's still a
bitch.
piece of shit.
That
He wasn't a
mother.
piece of shit when he was a kid. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
If we only knew-
I was a fan.
If we only
I was
knew
a
then-
fan, but I like other people a little bit more.
If we
And I'm not.
only knew then what we knew now.
You know?
And at the end of the day, this goddamn Undertaker shit is a fucking
Fuck
debacle.
Undertaker.
No, it's
a
not a
goddamn
debacle.
It's a damn debacle.
I'm happy to
It's
see
gonna be
it.
an awful match.
I'm happy
It's
to-
gonna be an awful match at SummerSlam.
You can't
And it's
say
gonna
that.
be an awful match at WrestleMania if they put him against Sting. I'm sorry. That's gonna be
I
awful.
bet you that would be better.
No, fuck.
But
That
you
shit's
can't-
gonna be a bun.
you
You
can't-
can't put sugar on shit.
No, it's just because you pour syrup on shit
that's
don't
it.
make it pancake.
No, I'm just saying, no, my grandma said you couldn't put sugar on shit.
No, you really can't. It still smells bad.
Still smells bad.
But check
I
this
don't know why
out.
would you want to put anything on shit.
All I'm saying is this though. Before we sit here and say it's gonna be a horrible match and it's gonna be terrible,
I could be wrong.
let's watch it.
If I'm wrong, I'll come out here and say I'm wrong.
Let's watch it.
But if I'm not, God, fuck. Man.
And Randy,
Please help us.
Because
And Randy, and Randy, you need to cut it out. So you telling me that you expect The Undertaker to go in there and wrestle the same way he did in '91? It's not gonna happen. But if they tell the story correctly like they're supposed to, and Undertaker hits his spots, then God damn it, you gotta give him his credit for that.
What's the story?
It's not gonna be the
What's
same
the
Undertaker from
story?
the '90s.
What's the story?
The story is The Undertaker had to come back because Paul Heyman would not shut the fuck up about the one behind the one and all that shit. He's been saying it since the fucking Brock Lesnar won.
Okay.
It is about
Okay.
righting the wrong and going into WrestleMania strong.
Okay.
You gotta
So you
go
tell
through
me-
Brock Lesnar
you tell
to get
me-
back
you
up there
tell me
to where
this.
if you want
You
that dream match
tell
with
me
Sting,
this.
it has
You
to
wanna
happen
fucking
this
say-
way. Because if he gets his ass
Undertaker,
kicked by Brock
Mark
Lesnar,
Calloway
going against
decided
Sting
one
ain't gonna
day,
mean shit.
Like, oh my God, hey, you know what? I got my ass kicked by The Undertaker. Oh, almost 2 fucking years later, I want to fucking avenge this shit.
That's bullshit.
But you don't understand.
And not only that, you had a match with Bray fucking Wyatt.
Which
this
should have never took place. It
How
should have
you
never
figure
took.
that?
Bray Wyatt ain't qualified to wrestle Undertaker at WrestleMania.
The Undertaker ain't qualified to
Bullshit.
wrestle no more.
I told you, Ray
He ain't fucking qualified to wrestle Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Bullshit.
He's still an up and coming superstar. That spot was not reserved for him.
that's
that
why you
spot
put
should have
somebody
went to John Cena.
And-
Everybody knows
What's with
that
you, John
goddamn
Cena?
spot because he never wrestled him at Mania, and he should have get him at Mania.
Nobody cares about that shit.
I care about that shit.
And
And,
you
there's
see
a
why-
lot of people
and you
out
see-
there just like me.
Bullshit.
They care about it
Why do you
too.
think it didn't happen, Jack?
I
Why do
don't
you think
know.
it didn't happen?
I don't know, and that's bullshit because he's wrestled every top tier wrestler in the world at
Because he started out
WrestleMania.
with John Cena.
John Cena's
You don't
the
have
one.
to do that. You go through history.
I don't even know
You
why.
got Brock- you got Brock- you got-
Do you ask yourself sometimes? Because I do. I'm a truck driver.
Oh,
So I drive,
God
and while I'm driving, I have a lot of thoughts. And one of the thoughts that goes through my head was, why was Bray Wyatt in that match? It wasn't time for him to do that yet.
Here, I got another thought. Hey, I'll be driving my car, and I'll be sitting there thinking, why the fuck?
That shit hard. I drive my car.
I was sitting here thinking. Yeah, I drive my car, I drive my SUV, and I sit here thinking like, why the fuck the Undertaker's still wrestling?
I thought that it
Why?
Shit,
Here's another one.
Work.
Why the fuck the Undertaker getting there with Brock Lesnar? Why the fuck they putting this match at SummerSlam? Why the fuck you gonna put the Undertaker frail ass in there with Brock Lesnar, who's beasting, who has been beasting. Hey, and I didn't talk shit about Brock Lesnar, but he ain't got no title, so hey, I don't care. And right now, Brock Lesnar been taking motherfuckers to a guided tour through Suplex City. And I'm sorry, The Undertaker couldn't take 6 of them motherfuckers, let alone taking 13 of them motherfuckers.
He ain't gonna take 4.
And to me, if he can't take that, then that match is already done. Because then you telling me that Brock Lesnar not wrestling his normal type of match.
I'm just saying, I don't want to see Undertaker in either for a match at Wrestle.
Because The Undertaker would be dead like the $1 Million Man's daddy back in the day in the ring. If that shit happens.
Damn, that sucks. That's harsh.
All I'm saying is you're undercutting the match. The match is actually going to be worth being
How's
the
it
main
going to be
event.
worth it, man?
Give it a chance.
If he can't wrestle,
Give it a chance.
If The Undertaker, let me tell you something. If you look through history, man.
It'll be better than Taker versus Wyatt, I'll tell you that.
Bullshit.
You want to bet?
You gonna see a fucking stinker, nigga. You're gonna see a goddamn stinker.
I bet you it'd be better than Taker versus
Bullshit.
Wyatt.
But if it isn't, I'll say this: if it is, I believe it's gonna be a stinker too. But if it isn't, we have to come on here.
Hey,
and
I'll
talk
come
about
on and
it.
say it.
We have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, it's a catch-22 though, because even if the whole world thinks it's good, Randy's gonna still think it's
I
bad.
don't understand. I just came on here and said things before. I don't know why the fuck you acting like this shit don't happen. I have.
It doesn't happen.
Hey, it's just like
It doesn't happen.
Hey,
bro.
Jack, talk to yourself about the Roman Reigns shit. You don't fucking say that shit.
What are you talking about? I gave that motherfucker
No, you didn't.
credit when he deserved it.
No. And
I gave him credit when he deserved it.
I give him credit when he deserves it.
No, you know what I'm calling bullshit? Roman Reigns was busting his ass for months and months and months and months and months. And you wasn't saying shit. And fucking Riot fucking had 2 good matches after 2 weeks and you ready to hand a fucking empire to him?
I wouldn't exactly say busting his ass.
Bullshit!
And I didn't
that
say-
kid been busting
and
his ass. And you want to give credit to a
No. But here's the thing. But Roman Reigns and Ryback are in that same circle with Vince because they are homegrown talent that he wants to push. They're both in the same boat.
Can you imagine those two going against each other at WrestleMania?
They're both in that same boat,
That would
man.
be one that
They're
I would
both
skip.
homegrown talent that he wants to push. You know what I mean? And that's being honest. What separates them? Roman Reigns can get it done over Ryback.
You know what's the difference?
Yeah, but you know
what's the difference? What you
they
trying to
want
fucking
them
do
to have
that
something that they
open
don't
hand
have.
back comment? Motherfucking Roman Reigns have been in a fucking big match with the lights bright and perform. Ryback is at the same thing. They couldn't cut the mustard.
I agree.
That's the difference.
I agree, and I never compared those two to each other.
No, but you sat there after 2 weeks, gave Ryback credit, and Roman Reigns busted his ass for months, and you did not say shit. Did he after 2 weeks? Did he after 2 weeks? After you seen 2 things. Now, you want to sit here and call bullshit on me, fella? Call on yourself.
After WrestleMania, I gave that son of a bitch credit.
How many goddamn months was that?
Oh, so what, I'm supposed to kiss his ass every week?
Because
That's why you're here.
No, because you kiss
You
his
do
ass.
it.
No, you sit
I'm
here.
not going to do it. I still say that motherfucker doesn't deserve half of the shit that they fucking gave him. He don't deserve it. He don't deserve it. That's why he ain't the champ. That's why he ain't never going to be the champ. That's why they keep looking over his ass. Hey, you know what? Hey, Seth, you want the belt? Okay. Hey, Dean, you want the belt? Okay. Roman, no. Hey, shit ain't been no mistake. It ain't been a mistake. Hold on. But hold on. We'll see you next week.
But we know Seth can get it done in the ring. He can get it done in the ring. He's a lot more far advanced than Roman Reigns. Come on, man. Come on now. That's bullshit.
Fuck Hogan.
You know what I mean? Roman Reigns ain't
Bullshit.
even in Seth Rollins' fucking league. Because
Seth Rollins ain't even getting it done as a champ.
But Roman Reigns been getting it done.
He ain't even getting it done as a champ.
How could you say? So what you gonna tell me? Roman Reigns done stepped it up?
Hey, yo,
He ain't stepped it
I was
up.
gonna get away from the argument. I wasn't trying to
The motherfucker's wrestling the same goddamn way that he's been wrestling. How you gonna say he stepped up?
He has stepped up.
He ain't stepped up shit. That shit with fucking Bray Wyatt.
End
he stepped it
of
up.
show.
Oh